Meow. Meow. Meow.
Hi guys, welcome to In the Spotlight, and this week we're specializing.
Specializing in
We're
skipper.
specializing in skippers.
Get your skipper now.
You can say I'm a little special, I guess.
Yeah.
Well, wearing that hat, I understand. But no, thank you for coming up. And one of our goals is, we try to say that we're not gross streams and stuff. We're not trying to, but this is. This stream, we want people, and probably everybody knows Skip or Skipper, but if you don't, please go and sub to him. And if you hate him, go and sub to him because it's free and you'll be doing Rico a favor.
Well, that's going to make it even worse. Now everybody's going to unsub from him. And he is easy to hate. So I understand that. If you do hate him, it's easy. It is very easy to do.
It can be easy.
I can't stand him. I just we spent some time together at the Keystone Clash, and it was one of the worst 12 hours of my life.
Oh, listen, whenever I first saw you, I was like, what the hell is this guy?
No, you went, damn, you're big. You said I was way bigger than you thought I was going to be.
He walks up to me. I looked up. I was like, dude, I thought you were a midget.
That's what everybody says to me too.
And you're actually taller than I am. I'm not even all that tall.
Everybody says, I thought you were a little bitty guy. I wish I was a little bitty guy.
So we're going to talk about Skipper a little bit tonight. We're going to talk about what he does in the fish hobby and stuff. But also, there's a specific reason why we're pushing Skipper. Now, first of all, he does have great content. And he does really cool streams. Sunday, he does a stream right before. Are you right before Susie Q?
Yep, and right after Science Gal.
And it's you and Robert still, or who's your co-host still?
It's still me and Robert.
Okay.
It's still Robert. He, it's TN Aqua. I was trying to think of his stream name for a minute.
So they do their Sunday night stream. He usually interviews some people and stuff. And but we're really trying to help get Skipper to 500 because the Keystone Clash has something where if you are 500 subscribers and above, then there's you get some stuff. Basically, you get some stuff out of it. Skipper's very close to 500. Skipper's also very, very involved with the Keystone Clash. He helps actually set up the event and everything. So, we've always wanted to have Skipper up anyways, but that's really what the push is. So if you do not have Skipper, please go subscribe to him. Let's try and get him. And, share his link out when you can. Let's try and get him to that 500. For something, how much? 468 for?
I'll tell you right now.
Well, when you talk about
446
people in the spotlight, I try to get people that are newer, at least newer to me, and we've known Skipper forever, but I didn't realize he was not above 500 or even 1,000, there's so many people that get overlooked and it's a bummer. So
yeah, sort of fall through the cracks a little bit, even though we do see Skipper a lot and everything, and we've known him for a long time. Yeah, you're right. Everybody we've had up until this point, when we interviewed them, they were pretty new to the fish fam. Every one of them.
The metalheads were around for a little while, but they were newer to me. I had just met them, so.
I think Stephen P. was, had only done maybe one live stream at the time. It was maybe he hadn't even done a live stream yet. I don't know.
And Shauna was a newbie. And now, look, she's Mrs. Fancy Pants.
Fancy Pants. And same with Matt, Liquid Zoo.
Yep.
And who else do we had? Robert, Ray Aquatics.
Ray Aquatics is my buddy. And, I bet you we're missing somebody. I should be numbering these things.
I think that might be it. I think because we haven't been able to do a lot of them. It depends on if James is doing his assault stream or, if both of us have time to put it together and we have a guest. And
we had Papa Shrimp. and we were trying to get him to 1,000, but we didn't really name it in the spotlight because.
And I don't think I was
to
here
1,000.
that night, was I? Wasn't it? Did you have Lefty come up or something? Was it one of the nights when I wasn't doing well?
You know what? It may have just been me and him.
I feel like you had somebody else with you, maybe Lefty.
Maybe.
I was never invited. Lefty said.
Ah.
But then he said it's a joke. That's because everybody already knew you. You didn't need to be spotlighted.
Yeah.
Spotlit. And Steven said, when you all spotlighted me, I had under 300 subs and had not streamed before.
Oh, wow. That's awesome. Well, that's cool. Well, today we're spotlighting Skipper. And Skipper, I want to know a little bit about your personal life.
No, I ain't telling you shit.
Well,
I know some of it.
Well, I'll give you my assumption then. This is what I'm assuming, folks, and we'll see if it's real. I assume that he lives in Pennsylvania in a smaller town, and they have a volunteer fire department, but he's a professional EMT.
No.
And he goes and does EMT things.
Okay.
You got some of that right.
You got everything right except for the EMT thing. I assist them.
Oh, okay.
Whenever they need help lifting people, I'm kind of their muscle, I guess you could say.
You're a EMT.
I've actually been in the fire company since I was 16 years old.
Oh, wow.
Maybe
now,
soon.
is it a fire department kind of like the one in Columbia, Illinois, where Jimmy P and I used to live, where it said the Coke machine said Coke and all that stuff, but everybody knew the second Mountain Dew was beer?
They don't have them anymore. But it's a volunteer fire company, yeah.
So there's some drinking involved when they're not on the clock.
When they get off, they all push the second Mountain Dew.
No, there's actually we actually have a walk-in cooler. You just put a case in there.
Okay.
We got keg machines for whenever you have like weddings and stuff there, like your reception. So
well, this machine was free though. So all the buttons you could push, you'd get whatever it was for free.
No, at ours you got to pay.
It may have said Dr. Pepper, or not Dr. Pepper. It may have said Diet Mountain Dew, the beer even.
But everybody knew it was the beer.
Yeah.
And what kind of beer?
It was always Busch. We're right next to St. Louis. It's always.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yep. Budweiser.
Yeah, a lot of Busch in St. Louis.
Bud Light, something. Yep. It's a bushy town. But so what's the biggest fire you've ever responded to?
Oh, hold on real quick before you answer that. T-Bone, hello. Gave you $5 Australian, and it's a dancing pair with one of the, the little, what are those called? The little party favor things.
Thank you so much, T-Bone. Blowhorns? Party horns.
They have a name.
Party honker.
Party honker.
I call it a paper tongue.
Ew, that's creepy. A paper tongue?
Yeah.
I don't like having paper touch my tongue. It's a weird feeling.
So what are you going to do whenever you go to McDonald's or something and they give you one of them cardboard freaking straws and paper straws?
Oh, I throw them out. I get mad. I bend it and throw it out, and I keep like 5 plastic ones above me.
Oh, okay, you're ready for it. Okay.
Yeah.
I don't even use straws. I never use a straw ever.
Well, in your car, you'll spill all over yourself.
You guys are just better at sucking, I guess. I'd just rather drink right out of the cup.
Yeah, I'm a master at it.
Select Pet gave you a 99-cent super chat with the black kitty cat.
Oh, thank you so much.
So I did know that Skipper. I knew a lot about Skipper there. You didn't ask him what he does for a living, though. The volunteer fire department stuff is just on the side. I mean, that's not even really a job, although it is. It does take some time.
Yeah.
It feels like it's a really cool part of him, though.
It is.
I'm going to answer your first question since you were rudely interrupted by super chat. Why do people do that? But anyway.
Damn money.
The biggest fire I was at was actually at a lumber mill.
Oh, that'd be cool to watch.
Yeah.
I love watching a good fire.
That thing went up in smoke. That's the biggest fire I've been to. Wow. Mm.
Now,
it'd be just nuts.
was it a lumber mill where they make it or where they sell it?
Sawmill where they make it. Yes.
Oh, wow. That would be cool. And a tragedy at the same time.
Tragic. Hopefully, nobody died. I mean, that would be.
No, it was actually, on the
It's so cool until the people died. Now, here's a question for you, Ed. Do they have any volunteer fire departments and stuff like that in the South, in Tennessee at least? Or are they all actual?
No. The town to the north of me is called Spring City. And I think they're about 1,000 people. And they've got a volunteer fire department because my next door neighbor, he's a fireman. He got a job here as a fireman here, but he was depressed because he was leaving his volunteer guys from there.
Yeah, it's
they're a pretty close, tight group of guys.
Arizona, there was none that I was aware of. It was all Rural Metro, the big company that took care of and it was all, professional firefighters, but they're all volunteer around here. And there's another super chat from Adele. So you got $1.49 Australian.
Oh my gosh! I'm gonna have to go visit.
And it's got the dollar signs on the emoji.
If I come and visit, maybe I'll get to see her cats. That'd be cool. I wonder how far she lives from Blackie.
I don't know. I can't remember. I know that we've had this discussion before with like Adele and I think Blake and a couple of them, and they told us where each one, who was close to each other and who was far apart. Because it's a massive country.
She met him.
What?
No, she did meet Blackie.
Oh, cool. I thought you said she met me, and I was like, what? You got
she said her? He lives a few hours drive south.
Oh, cool. Yeah, because I know that him and Blake live far apart.
Yeah.
And Garcia's gave you a $2 super chat. It says cool.
Well, thank you so much. I appreciate that. But this guy's the cool guy except for his hat.
I did this to mess with him.
You're not even a Steelers fan, really, are you?
Yeah, actually, I am. I haven't really watched football this year like I used to because I was real busy with the house.
Yeah.
But
the Steelers are one team that seemed to beat the Chiefs nonstop for 30 years.
Yeah.
We got them earlier this year, though. But it just, this team, the Steelers, doesn't look like the old Steelers.
They'll never be the old Steelers. Whenever they started fining Harris for doing his job, you can't play like that anymore. It'll never be like the old Steelers.
Yeah. But, oh, well, we won't talk about football, guys. Okay, so, well, do you want to tell us what you do for real life or not? You don't have to.
Before you do that.
Oh.
Do it. I saw it. Just do it.
Beck's Fish Room, $2.99. It's the lemon head.
Oh, well, thank you. You do a great job doing the stickers. See, I'm in StreamYard. I should be on my own. I should give myself a like. I should log on at least long enough to hit the like button.
It's important to like yourself. It is. Yeah. It's important to like yourself.
And if anybody else likes me or Rico or Skipper, please hit the like button.
Okay. Whip World super chat for Super Skipper.
Oh, awesome!
All right, people, shut up. Let him talk.
No, good. Keep throwing money at him. He deserves it. I'm fine with that.
YouTube's too hard to log into for me, right? Oh, I have 2 StreamYards open though. Okay, I'm gonna click one of the X's and hope I don't disappear.
Oh no, we're all gonna die.
Okay, good.
You're here.
You hit the right one.
Hey, there's Griffin.
Griff is cool.
I didn't even signal him out because look at there's Cichlids 23 and Fishymon and Robert, Lori. I mean, how many people in here?
52 people.
Nice. Hi, all 52 people.
Last night we had a lot of fun on Rico's. He had a fan member party. special for just fans of his, and we had a
Members only.
blast.
Members only chat.
We talked about for 4 hours.
Yeah, we did a
It's crazy.
open panel. Geez, and there's LOL interruptions from Stephen P.
That
And,
dude's such an ass.
There's another one, another $2.99 from Australia. Feeling super, Adele said.
Well, thank you. So cool.
There's Vinay, Color Guppies.
Well, okay, so thank
So
you
you
guys
were
so much. Distracting me.
So you were asking me what I do for a living.
Yes.
I'm an adult babysitter.
Oh, that's cool.
Pretty much what it is. Correction.
Oh, I knew that. I knew that he did that.
Yeah, I've been doing that for, wow, next month it will be 15 years.
Last night I was listening to, I like to listen to these stories that people write, and then there's like a few people. Nico, he just like jumped on me to get to here.
You're trying to fart in your face.
I know. I don't. They're the worst.
No.
Well,
Old dog farts. Anyway,
Yeah.
stories.
The dog wants fill the room.
Don't get off on a tangent, Ed. Don't get off. Focus.
The dogs fill the room with their smell, but the cats just feel like a dagger jabbing you in the nose. For it.
It's just a laser.
And then it
One little point.
disappears. But it's like, oh. And then you try to get them back, and it doesn't even phase them.
No,
And I'm wondering, do I always smell that way to them?
it's possible.
What do you
I
mean
mean,
you're trying to get them back? What is that?
Well, crop
You
dust
aim?
them,
Yeah.
and they're like, you always smell like that. Or- oh, well. But, okay. So I was watching this video or listening to it.
Hold on. Aviator. Kyle gave you $2.99 for the airplane talk last night.
Well, thank you. And I tried to work a deal with Bex to trade for her discus she won today. I offered her a model airplane.
She
For
won
it.
Yeah,
discus.
she I don't think she wants any more airplanes in the house, she said.
Yeah, but I mean, she's madly in love.
All right. Sorry, we got way off. We went to cat farts. I think we got all that out of the way.
Well, okay, so I like to listen to these scary stories on YouTube, and it was about prison guards. And they had this one guy got punished, so he had to like drive back and forth in a car along the back gate of the prison all night long. And they said, don't turn on your lights that's just part of the scariest part. We won't talk about that. But do they actually put guards in cars that drive back? They do?
We actually
I had no idea. Did you know that?
we drive around the perimeter. There's two cars, and they just keep circling the perimeter.
How doesn't that make you fall asleep?
No.
Do you get to listen to the radio or?
Mhm.
Okay. Because
So you're
this
just sitting
guy,
on your ass for 8 hours driving in a circle?
Yeah.
It's
No.
like NASCAR.
this guy had a stretch, and every 15 minutes he had to drive back to one end and back every 15 minutes. So he could stop for 5 minutes. But they told him he couldn't turn on his headlights. He couldn't turn on the radio or get on his phone. They said, don't turn on any lights in your car. And it's because it pulls like a monster out of the woods, and it did. But the guy got away. But it was really interesting story because I was like, I didn't know that guards did this.
Mhm.
I think that would be the guard job I would like to do.
Hey, when you're there for a long time, it's actually not a bad job to have.
Yeah, because you're away from all the rest of it.
Yeah, you're away from everybody. You're by yourself. They don't want you to have your phone, but how are they going to know?
Yeah.
Well, they were saying that it's like for the old timers and the people that are just done with everything and want to just get away. But this guy was a newer guy, and so he liked being in the action, and it was like so it was a punishment for him.
That's actually how it is. Like for me, whenever I first started and I had that job, I said, I hate this. I can't do this. I need to be inside. Well, now you can give me that job and I don't care because you've done it for so long, and a lot of people that have that job every day, they've been there for almost 20 years. So they just want to be away from everything.
Yep.
Ride it out till they retire and then go get away from there and enjoy the rest of your life, you know.
Has there ever been a prison break while you're there?
No.
Oh,
Have we had them? Yes, we've had 2. Back in the 80s.
Oh, wow. That's kind of cool. Do they know how they got out?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, they do with cat farts.
Yeah,
No, I was hoping we'd tie it all together there, but
he used a cat fart to get out, and it burned the bars, and he got
melt. Make all the guards pass out, go to sleep.
Yeah, it was.
Now you guys don't feed the prisoners beans 2 days in a row, so they can't save the beans up for the cats.
Yeah, no, they can't do that. Actually, the one guy that left, unfortunately, staff helped him.
Oh,
he manipulated them to where that they would bring stuff in to help him escape.
wow.
Mm-hmm.
There was a case of that in New York too. There was the lady who was sleeping with one of them,
Yeah,
and helped 2 people escape. She was one of the prison guards, and she was actually sleeping with one of them. And how the hell does that happen? I mean, is there enough? I mean,
it happens, dude.
that's
We've
weird because you would think that there's enough surveillance in the place, but I guess you would know where those places are.
There's blind spots. There's places that don't have it, but unfortunately, it does happen. And they're just stupid whenever they do it. There's people that bring drugs in for them.
Do you guys ever have entertainment come in?
No.
Like Johnny Cash's Ghost?
Well,
no.
I used to be in a traveling choir, and they used to book like 3 prisons a year. And they were like all over. We would drive and stay at a hotel to go to them.
Well, they used to way back when, but nowadays they don't do none of that anymore.
Well, one thing because they had like a gymnasium and they'd all be on thing. Mm-hmm. Well, not always. Sometimes they'd just be in their like a kitchen, not a kitchen, but the cafeteria, and we'd be on one end. But every prison I ever went to had a guy that looked like Santa Claus. It was like the thing is we were like, we got to find Santa Claus, and there was always a guy with a long hair and a white beard. And we said,
they had to move me around a lot. What can I say?
I was going to say, stop Enrico right now.
I start thinking about that when I start talking about that.
I had to get moved a lot. I was trouble.
Well, I don't think you had any white hair when I was singing. That was like a long time ago. I was in my teenage years.
You were what?
That was in my teenage years.
Oh.
So you were probably in your 45s.
Well,
no, don't even do the math. I'm just teasing you. You're probably having fun with a band. But so, how did you get into fish?
Actually, I had a fish tank whenever I think I was 13. Believe it or not, how I got that fish tank, I traded a game system for it, and it was a Sega Saturn.
A Sega Saturn? I don't know what a Sega Saturn is. Is that like the first CD one or DVD one?
It was a CD, or you know the disc. My
favorite was the Sega Genesis, and I wish they would make an old Sega Genesis like the old ones. But now they don't work.
I think it would have been a lot better if Skipper said that he got into fish because he found one in one of the inmates and decided, that's a cool looking fish, and
they were making wine in this.
To go there because I can gross you all the hell out right now.
We'll talk another time.
This is not approved for this channel.
Yeah, and I puke easy. I started to gag on last night's stream. So.
Yeah, there was some gross stuff we talked about. It was some nasty stuff.
That was just memories.
But it was actually a 20, what they make 27s in? we'll just say it was a 29-gallon tank.
Okay.
And I actually had that for a long, long time. And the way I used to clean the tanks is took all the fish out, dumped it, took it outside, hosed it out, hosed all the rocks out, put the fish back in. And I lived in the country then, so I didn't have to worry about chlorine.
Nice.
So, but that's how. And I didn't know about water changes until I got this 55-gallon tank. Whenever I got back into it in 2019, there was a big time span where I didn't have a fish tank. And it was a 55-gallon. My buddy, he died of kidney cancer, and he had cichlids in it. Well, whenever he passed away, before he passed away, he didn't have no more fish because he didn't have time to take care of them. But I asked his wife, I said, I want that tank, and I'm going to dedicate it to him. And I actually have a picture of him in that, on the back of it, facing in, where you can see it.
Oh, neat.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's cool.
I need to put Sand Creek, because I've got a 55 that I got from Nathan, and I should put one of his stickers on it.
It was one of them cards, like it had the picture of him, his name, his,
Oh,
when
from
he was born, when he died. Yeah.
Yeah.
And Nathan died from bad kidneys too. That's weird.
Yeah.
Kidneys are a tough thing. Don't mess with them. Take care of them.
Then I wanted to learn more about aquariums, so I came to YouTube. Mm-hmm. Then it just went downhill from there. It just went downhill.
Who is your first YouTube person that you can remember?
That I watched, I believe it was Rachel O'Leary.
Oh, wow. Right in your own backyard.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, not too far.
That's awesome.
And then Corey, Aquarium Co-op, KG Tropicals, Dan's Fish, DIY. There was a bunch more, but them ones were the big ones that I watched. Then I started watching Greg Woodstock, the pond guy. Oh, then Fish Room Fever, actually, because funny thing is, you and James tried to help me start streaming. It's their fault. It's Chattanooga's fault that I stream now. I'm just telling you this right now.
Well, that's awesome. Well, I know, I think when I first recognized your name was in Dan's stream.
Yes, that was one of the channels. The first live stream channel was him, and there was a point to where he needed help with the giveaways.
I remember that day too.
So I told him after he did the first one, I emailed him. I said, "Dude, if you need help, I said let me know." And I said, "This is how I'll do it." So the way I used to do it was down here on the computer. I would have a YouTube screen and Microsoft Word. I had numbers, and I would copy and paste your name on there.
It seemed so horrific because, I met Skipper on Dan's, and then when he said, I'll volunteer to help, and Dan said, well, Skipper's going to help us. And I went, no, that's horrible. I think it's going to be the worst job in the world because it was so unorganized. And you did a great job.
Yeah, because the way they did it was driving me nuts. I was like, I can't do this. I said, we got to fix this. I couldn't do it. And he said, yeah, actually, I like your idea. And we did it for a while until he figured out about Nightbot. Thank God he found that. Because I'm telling you, because he started getting bigger and bigger, because every time he did the giveaways, you would get 200 and some people in this stream. Mm-hmm. And you're putting these names in whenever they put this hashtag in. And I can't remember how we picked the winner.
I don't remember either. Did he have a random number generator? Or
I'm gonna have to look at that. I don't remember.
I don't remember either.
Yeah,
I just remember it seemed like such a mess and so hard. But at the time, we didn't know any better, so it seemed like it was a really good idea.
yeah.
Oh,
So
well.
he's been pretty steady with that 200 to 300
Yeah.
people every week for a few years now.
Yeah, and it was when he started doing the giveaways, it really brought people in. And that's where I met Candy Overhauls.
Mm-hmm.
There's this guy named Keller's Aquatics. I met that guy there. Wow. Nah, he's a good dude. We like to mess with each other all the time. And Punchy Pinks, Lumpy Dog. It's where I met Cichlids 23 at. We got to the point where we just say yo to each other, and that's when you knew we were talking. You come up with your little, things and chat to each other.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah.
Well, that's awesome. I found Dan by watching Pam. I was watching Pam first, and then Dan was before him. It's like, or before her, and I was like, well, and he's incredible. I Wednesdays are my day off, and I've never tried to book anything on Wednesdays because I want to watch all the streams on Wednesday. But now I give that day up to my family. When my dad started having strokes, we started playing games on Wednesdays.
Oh,
But now I'm missing my favorite night on,
you learn so much off of that channel. It's crazy.
Oh, yeah. He's just,
Yeah. And Dan's got a great way of he just has a great manner to portray information stuff. A lot like Alex. He doesn't talk down to you. He's just really good about, answering questions and stuff. He does a great job, and he's one of my favorite channels to watch. I like Dan a lot. Real quick, Snoochie Booch would like to know, were you in the fire department in the Air Force?
No, I was not. Whenever I was in the Air Force, it's called AGE, Aerospace Ground Equipment. I was a mechanic. I worked on a lot of equipment that hooked up to the airplanes to help run tests.
Oh, neat. That seems like a terrifying job. The airplane guys that make sure the airplanes work, that would be terrifying because if it crashes, it's your fault, maybe.
I don't know.
Like they left a hammer in somewhere.
Oh, well, listen,
Helicopters.
They have procedures that they do, at least now, whenever I was in, that before any piece of equipment went out onto the flight line, you had to make sure all your tools were either in your toolbox, and it was foam cutouts of each tool that you had to put it in. And if you're on the flight line and you're working on the airplane, the same thing. You had to make sure you had everything.
Yeah.
You inventoried everything.
Bits, every tiny little thing. Yep. My old boss was he was a mechanic on helicopters, and he told me a lot of that kind of stuff too. He was talking about somebody had dropped like something tiny, like a little bit or something down inside in an area, and they had to take everything apart to get it because it could have, so it was a tiny little thing, but they had to rip the whole motor apart to get to it.
We actually had to walk the flight line too to make sure there was no stones or nothing on there for the engine to suck up in there, because whenever it did that, it would destroy an engine.
Oh, wow.
There's videos out there of crazy accidents that we had to watch, okay? Like very safety videos that this stuff actually happened.
How about like a lizard?
Like a guy on a Navy ship. One of the things was they tell you where you can walk while an airplane's running and where you can't. Well, this dude, thank God he was wearing a helmet, got sucked up into the engine.
Oh.
When his helmet hit the turbine, it broke it and it shut it down. But if he wouldn't have been wearing that helmet, there's reasons for things that they show you because it had actually happened.
Yeah.
Like something as small as not wearing your wedding ring or any kind of jewelry while you're working on stuff.
Yeah. Were those videos as bad as the ones we saw like in high school where the accidents and stuff? Do you remember those? I mean, they're probably different when you went to school, but I'm sure that maybe they weren't. Maybe they used the same exact ones.
Yeah,
they were filmed like in the 60s, and
actually, no, ours were worse. The video, because we actually saw like I'll give you an example. They said do not tie your coveralls down around your waist, like when it's hot out. You know, you just took it off, and then you would tie the arms around. Then you got the sleeves dangling. Well, it showed this dude working on a generator cut him in half, and his guts were all laying there. So they showed everything.
Oh.
Yeah,
Like
Yeah, that's a little
death.
different. That's a little more.
yeah.
But that'll get the point across.
Oh, it does.
What about critters? Like, can a lizard get sucked into there?
Yeah.
Does that mess up the engines? Or
No,
are they just soft enough they just kind of get ground into chuck?
it just turns into a lizard burger, and it's out there cooked for you, ready to go.
Is there
Oh.
Birds, yes, will destroy it. You see it all the time. Birds.
Canadian geese?
I've seen that video. That's crazy.
See,
But those airplanes normally have more than one engine, so they can make it back when they're up that high. It's nuts.
crazy. Do you ever see that one video that the guy's flying with some girl, and it's like some little glider engine thing, and a cat crawling out on the wing,
No, I
out of
didn't.
the wing, and the girl like, "There's a cat."
That,
Well,
no, did not
pretty
see
cool.
that.
But
Yeah,
I would look at even your gliders to make sure there's no cats in the wings.
Yes, people, check your gliders for cats.
Yep.
Sa-na-na-na-na.
Okay, so where were you stationed?
Ellsworth Air Force Base in South Dakota, in the
Oh,
middle
wow.
of BFE. And I'm going to tell you, the only thing that was great about it was Sturgis Bike Rally.
Oh,
That's cool.
That was one of the biggest things that we had out there. Is
Yeah,
I mean, there
one
was a
week
city
of fun.
Huh?
What is it, like 1 week or 2 weeks of
Yeah.
fun?
It's a week.
That's a bummer.
That's R-rated too, so I can't speak of that here.
Well, my buddy joined the Air Force so he could see the world, and they gave him a choice of a whole bunch of bases to sign up, and he picked all these places around the world, and they said, okay, we picked 2 of your choices, and one was right there in St. Louis, or outside of St. Louis in Illinois. It's called Scott Air Force Base.
Yeah, it's shut
And yeah, and then there was one in Ohio, so I ended up just staying at home.
Yeah, that's the thing. I picked all East Coast because that's where I wanted to be. I didn't pick Ellsworth, but you make the best of what. And I met a bunch of good people, and I still have contact with most of them today. But you just make the best of what they give you, because that's a trick. Okay, whenever you put your wish list out there, you ain't going there. And I tell people when I go to the military, like, for instance, we'll say down North Carolina, Pope Air Force Base. I put that there. I was born in North Carolina. I wanted to go back. No, they put me in the middle of nowhere. And I didn't pick nothing on the West Coast neither, so thank God they didn't put me over there. That place is nuts.
Well, you could have played some good hockey, though, where you were.
Actually, yeah, we could have.
I would have enjoyed that. My buddy, he just kept playing hockey with us, and I think we injured him several times where he couldn't work for the Air Force. Like, some captain was telling him he had to stop, but he kept doing it. But I mean, like, yeah, we broke his arm once, and then one time it was during rollerblade season, so summertime. He wanted to make his boots more aerodynamic. So he's and what's worse is he's left-handed, but he's taking his right hand to carve his boots. He's like trying to carve the plastic off his, and he went like this and cut all the tendons in his left hand, and he had the spring-loaded thing forever. He was just always hurt. I think the Air Force was regretting hiring him, or letting him sign up.
well, if you would quit beating them up.
Well,
ball bat and shit.
he was a 120-pound guy that played full check hockey. I mean, and he was not afraid of anything, but boy, he got
120
broken.
pounds.
Yeah, he got
Jeez.
broken all the time.
I was like
maybe
10.
130.
Did he have the little man syndrome stuff going on, or what? Because holy cow!
No,
That's
he never was like
playing.
he never acted like a tough guy either. He just felt like he was like everybody else.
Yeah.
And that sounded terrible, but it is. He just felt like, but it was really like he probably should have played in a little easier sport.
What, baseball?
Yeah, I don't think he never played baseball. He played hockey his whole time, and that was the only sport he played. Maybe
he grew up
basketball
around.
or something.
He grew up around it, so that's one of them things.
Yeah, that's what we did in Columbia. Football and hockey was our things. Oh, he did try out for football his freshman year and quickly said he didn't want to do that, which was smart. Oh, well. So did you play any sports when you were in high school?
No.
Wow.
Actually, I wanted to. I wanted to play football, but my dad told. I'm the oldest out of three of us, and my dad told me. He said, "Well, you can play." He goes, "But what are you going to do when you turn 16? You want a car?" I'm like, "Damn it!" Now we got a dilemma here. If you want a car, you're going to work and pay for your own insurance. So I actually started working at the age of 11.
Wow.
But whenever I was in high school, I chose to work I went to high school. I went to school, and then I went and worked on a farm. So you can kind of say that's a sport because it's hard work.
It is. It's hard
But
work.
I did play little league whenever I was little league baseball.
That's cool. Well, so what were the fish in your first fish tank?
Ball of shark, Chinese alligator. I think I had some guppies in there. It was a big mixture.
Yep.
Rainbow shark, the albino.
Oh, I know I had the rainbow, but not the albino because it looked more like a shark to me.
Yeah, it did. But I like the albino.
Sure.
I think I had coolie loaches too. I remember
cool.
having them at one point. I can't remember any other ones I used to have. Because as you can imagine, they they died because I didn't know what the hell I was doing then.
Yeah.
So what do you keep now?
Oh my.
Yeah. How many tanks do you have now that are up and running?
Up and running. There's 5 in this area. There's the 6 ones behind me. 4 in my bedroom, so that's 10. 2 in my son's room, 12, and I got 13. No, sorry, 14. I got 1 in the laundry room, a little 5-gallon.
Now your son has 2. Does he love the fish?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Unfortunately, his tank is one of the ones, whenever I said a while ago, whenever I had that human malware, that got sick and I lost everything in it because I was sick. So we just initially reset the tank. I took it the whole way down and restarted it. I didn't want to mess around. And I'm going to let him pick fish out for it. I did put some his orange and white swordtails, and I can never say the name, Koku or something like that. And I said, just so it'll cycle. I went to Petco and got a cheap fish. If it died, it died. I know it sounds terrible, but that's why I got him.
Sure.
And then I'll let him. And he has a beta. His other one's a 3-gallon beta tank. And he got to pick that fish out. My daughter was into these glowfish. She had a 5-gallon. I recently upgraded it to a 15-column that you have that you're turning into a saltwater tank.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And I ended up getting one for $30, believe it or not.
That's awesome.
With the stand and lights and everything.
From like a marketplace or something?
Yeah,
or?
Facebook Marketplace. And they actually lived right down the street from me.
Nice.
Oh, that's even better.
Nice.
Yeah.
Never get that kind of stuff here. Of course,
Or
nobody
here.
really lives down the street from me. And that's a big part of it. There's not really anybody around here. But
Yeah.
But well,
They
it was like
always-
that in St. Louis. There was always deals in St. Louis.
Mhm.
But in Chattanooga, everybody wants more than what they paid for their
Exactly.
tank.
Same here. Like $100 for a 10-gallon because it's got a filter.
Yeah.
It's got everything you need.
I got some ornaments. I have a pineapple for your things to go
Yeah.
in.
I actually talked somebody out of their high price once. I
Nice.
said, listen, I think it was a 29 gallon. I got a stand light. I mean, I got everything for this tank. It came with it. They wanted a stupid price, and I talked them way down. I said, think about this. It's like a car. It's used. It loses its value
Yeah.
once you use it. I said, why are you charging like? I've seen to where there right now there was a 75 gallon. They're wanting $300 for it. I said, like you don't want to get rid of it then. You don't.
Yeah.
You just don't want to get rid of it.
Yeah. It's the same with like
Mhm.
laptops and stuff. I see somebody will have something that's 10 years old, and they're like, "Well, I paid 1,500 for it. I would like to get 1,000." That's worth like $50, dude. It's the same thing, same type of thing. People just always inflate the worth of stuff they own.
Yep. Crazy. Well, so let's see what else is going to be going on this year. We've got the Keystone Clash you're going to be going to.
Triple Crown, I'll be at.
Triple Crown. Now, do you already have your reservations?
I got it for both events. I'm ready to go.
Where are you staying at the Triple Crown?
I'm staying there at the hotel.
Where are you staying at the?
At the hotel.
So
And I'm going to tell you why. There's a reason why I'm doing it. Now, if it was like Aqua Shella or something, they can kiss it. They're not getting $400 a night from me. I'm just saying, ain't happening. But the reason why is these two events are club run, okay? It's not a business. It's a club. And whatever money they make, it goes to their club. And that's one of the things, like for me, the reason why I wanted to help them out is because it was a club. And I didn't ask for nothing. I just went and did it last year. And I actually I warned them. I said, listen, I got some of these YouTubers coming. Be prepared. I said, we're going to be rowdy. And you know what? They loved us there. They said they loved us there. And I talked to them. I said, you might want to do something different next year. And that's why they came up with the one package deal, which there's nothing set in stone.
Yeah.
The reason why they brought that out on the first was to give something for people to look forward to. For one, it was a crappy year last year. Well, the last 2 years. It got a little bit better, but still, they just wanted to put something out there and give you the dates, let you know you can get your room. There's no package deals with the room and ticket. And if you look, the rooms are actually $100 off anyways.
Oh, wow. Do they still have rooms there?
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know either. Mine's booked. I booked mine, I don't know, a couple weeks ago.
And okay, so what I was getting at about staying in a hotel, I got into it late with doing the whole booking of the room thing. Okay. So I didn't get no early deal, nothing. I paid full price for everything, and I didn't care because I knew where the money was going to. It was going to them. It's a good thing. But I ended up staying off site. When I say it was like quarter mile down the road.
Yeah, it wasn't far. It was
a freaking dump. I said, I ain't doing this again. I was mad.
Yeah. Well, when I went to the ALA last year in Miami, I stayed right there, and it was so nice just to be able to get my stuff from this class, run upstairs, throw it. And I bought, there was this Jewish deli across the street. So I bought like a couple of sandwiches and brought them and put them in the refrigerator so I could run up and do. It was really convenient and nice. I like it.
It is nice to be on site.
Well, I could tell you from my experience, you want to be on site because I'll use myself as an example. I bought fish. And I didn't see her in here, but Patty actually helped me out with that. She let me take the fish up into her room, and I had this cooler looking thing, but it was for bait fish.
Yeah.
That I put them in. So that was nice. If she wouldn't have did that, they would have been sitting in my truck getting hot. Because
Yeah.
it was actually warm in September that time. It was really weird. And that's why I was like, nah, as soon as things come out, as soon as that came out with the Triple Crown, I went and booked it. I told the wife, I said, you want to go? She goes, well, what is it? I said, you going with me or not? She says, if not, I'm not buying you a ticket. I said, I'm getting this done out of the way. And she's actually going to go with me because she don't have no weddings to help plan. And she won't be at the Keystone Clash. She'll have weddings that weekend. But that's why I did that. It's like, no.
See, Michelle wasn't interested in. I didn't buy her tickets for the Crown or the Clash, and but she'll be with me. She just isn't going to go into any because she's not interested. So
What
she'll
about
stay
the
at the
dinner?
Airbnb. And what's that, Ed?
What about the dinner?
She was there.
The dinner is really fun.
Well, not the dinner for
Banquet.
the Crown.
Oh.
Yeah, she won't be at that.
Oh,
I didn't buy that.
But
it was awesome. I had a lot.
I
of
mean,
fun.
we're going to do an off-site dinner, I'm sure, and she'll come hang out with us there. And she did it the Clash last year. Skipper got to meet her and stuff. We had fun at the dinner, and we did get a little rowdy Saturday night. Friday night, we only had a few drinks.
Yeah, Friday night. I think everybody's like,
You were tired.
oh, I was beat.
Oh no, that was Thursday night. Thursday night, you were right because I got there Thursday.
Yeah, but Friday, even Friday, because I helped vendors set up.
I had a few adult beverages Friday, and then Saturday, Skipper kept bringing me these little ones. I was like, he was going to go get one. I was like, yeah, I'll take one too. And he comes back. He's got a full size one, but he brings me back a little baby beer or whatever it was. What the hell?
He wanted some girl drink. I said, well, okay. So I
Girl
got him.
drink. Captain and Coke is for men. I'll drink a girl drink. I'll drink the hell out of a girl drink. Girl drink drunk.
As long as it's fruity, I don't care.
It was a blast though, and like Skipper said, they do have this year. They do have a fish tuber. If you've got 500 subs and up, you can get a ticket to go as a fish tuber. But we don't know what that entails yet. We don't know what you're getting for that. We don't know what they expect from us as fish tubers. What obviously we're going to promote it like we are right now and talk about the event and stuff. But nothing's, just like Skipper said, there's nothing set in stone. We don't know what's going to happen at the event, and so as we get more details, or as Skipper gets more details, and Colored Guppies is also doing it too. Colored Guppies is also going to he's going to be there with you. Yeah,
Maybe
he wants
you could
to set up this year.
he said he talked to Scotty, and he's going to be there with you setting up.
Yeah,
maybe you could recommend a fish tuber kickball tournament or game.
what's wrong with you, Ed?
It'd be so much fun.
That means we got to run around and stuff. I don't want to do that. I'll throw my hip out or something.
Yeah.
Oh man!
And imagine if he's throwing his hip out, what'll happen to me?
He'll end up in a freaking wheelchair. We don't want to do that.
Rico just keeps score.
That's not fair. I want to be involved with kicking balls.
We can hand you a clipboard and you can pretend like you're doing something.
I'll shove that clipboard right.
You'd have to chase me down, and I'm pretty slow.
I was going to say, somehow I don't think that would be too rough.
Remember dodgeball? If you could dodge a wrench, you could dodge a ball, and that means you're
Yes.
sitting in a wheelchair too. But I'm telling you, it would turn into dodgeball if we all started doing a kickball.
Yeah. But we'll do some hangout stuff. I mean, at the Clash and the Triple Crown, both. I mean, it's both events are going to be more about you guys and everybody else in the fish family, just hanging out and getting to know people and making some memories.
Because I think with like these two, what makes it different from Aqua Shella is Aqua Shella reminds me of a convention, to where you go there and there's like they're just selling you products. That's what I see it as. And whenever I went to this, I was like, oh man, it's more my style. I mean, yeah, we had speakers, we had a little room, and that's another reason why it's going to a bigger space, because of the fact how many people did show up. There was quite a few YouTubers there, believe it or not. People I never even met before. Or we, like had in chats or whatever. But they're like, yeah, we do YouTube. I'm like, what? All right, cut off your channel.
Yeah.
Yeah, there is a big difference between the club events and the conventions. And the conventions do have all the people that sell, but Aqua Shella though versus like the aquatic experience. The aquatic experience was really pushed just to sales, and that's all they offered really. I mean, they had maybe a couple speakers, but Aqua Shella is kind of like just a big party too. But I think the clubs are neat because they're more of a personal atmosphere, where you can learn stuff, and they have a lot more speakers generally, and it's more of a tight-knit situation. It's just not everywhere. So it's kind of like going to an amusement park versus going to
a carnival.
Yeah. Oh, that's good. I was going to go Showbiz Pizza Place or something. But yeah, that works.
Talking about Chuck E. Cheese.
Yeah, chunky cheese.
Yuck.
Hey, there's Chris. Hey, how you doing, Chris?
Hey, Chris.
But yeah,
I do think, like you said, though, there is a lot of, even at Aqua Shella, though, when the fish fam gets together, regardless of what fish tubers, fish tube, fish fam, whatever, it's called, regardless, it's still a lot of people hanging out, getting to know each other, having a good time, and that's, I've only been to the one event, just the Keystone Clash, and that was by far the best part of it. I enjoyed the talks by Gary Lang. I enjoyed getting to meet those other people that aren't, fish tubers, the people from like Callie and George, who was in charge of the hospitality suite. Good job, George.
Yeah, George was something.
Trip. It was fun getting to meet all those type of people, and that's, I don't know, that's what it was all about for me. And I'm so looking forward to both of those events for the same reason this year. It's going to be even bigger. Last year we had how many people at the dinner? 20?
20 to 22. I think I counted 22 in my head, and that's crazy, but I did.
This year, there's probably going to be at least twice that many, maybe even more than that.
Yeah, we got quite a few people coming from the South.
Yeah.
There's people coming in and out. Ed's supposed to go, but he didn't say he was or not.
Well, I'm going to buy the ticket regardless. And 4 or 5 years ago, the number one event I wanted to go to was the Keystone Clash. I'd already been to the aquatic experience, and I was like, when they moved it to New York, it just cost too much, and it wasn't worth the money at that price. But I thought Keystone Clash just seems like so much more fun and close, because New York's just so big, it's just big. And so I was really looking forward to the Keystone Clash, and I decided to go to the Big Fish deal because that was before, and it turned out the Big Fish deal was the only one that was held. Well, no, I didn't go to the Big Fish deal the first time. I wanted to just go to the Keystone Clash, and I had to cancel for some reason, and I didn't go that year. Then the next year, I was going to be like, I'm going to go this year, and I'm going to go to the Big Fish deal also. And the Big Fish deal was there, but the big disease came and ruined everything for here on out.
It ruined it for everything. And whenever you try to restart something, you don't know how big to go because you don't know who's all going to show up.
Yeah. And I think that was my only knock against the Keystone Clash last year was the vendor room. The vendor room specifically was just far too small. But they said we did not expect all these vendors. We really didn't. So it was just way too tight. It was there's just, you couldn't film in there. You couldn't barely walk through there.
Yeah, we were going to do our stream. Yeah. And Rico said, why don't you just forget it, Dad?
Yeah, it just wasn't. You
couldn't. I was going to do it for the aquatic morning show. Couldn't.
Yeah. But this year should be better that way. And Ed, man, that would be awesome. That'd be awesome if you could make it there.
I know we're going to get to meet you at the Triple Crown.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You need to come out to our turf. If I have your turf, you can come to our turf.
I don't know if Kentucky's my turf.
Yeah, it's pretty
Kentucky's
close.
our mortal enemy here in Tennessee.
Well, it's only like three
But-
3 hours away, right? 3.5 hours for
Yeah,
that.
about 3.5,
Yeah.
maybe 4. But yeah, that's so. I mean, I want to go from Thursday all the way to Monday because I mainly just want to hang out with people. I'll spend all day Monday going to the classes because I absolutely love doing that in Miami. You know, I loved all the seminars. It was really weird because the seminars I was looking most forward to were the boring ones, and the ones that I was like, this is gonna be terrible, were the best.
Yeah.
So I plan on just sitting in every single live bear seminar there is, unless Gary Lang shows up, and then I'll move to the cichlid one.
Amy Rainbow.
He does a good talk. He does a good talk.
Oh, it was good.
I've heard him talk too many times.
I got to sit and have a beer with him, and
Mhm.
I shared an elevator ride with him, and I'm going to say Gary Lang is a very nice man.
And you see, I was in his club for years, and
Yeah.
he talked more to you than me. That's the type of guy he is.
During the auction, I was sitting in the back. I showed up late because I woke up late. He stood there beside me, and we just started talking while the auction was going on. Well, that was cool. We got to hang out with LRB. That was awesome.
Yeah.
His son is a trip.
Yeah.
Oh, man, his son was a trip.
Very energetic at 2:00 in the morning.
Well, I like asked him once. He was at the top of his stairs, and I said, "I see you on TV all the time." He says, "Yeah, I'm famous."
His name is Wesley, and I asked him if he was a Star Trek fan because Wesley Crusher, that does, was on Star Trek, and I guess his parents were. His parents were big Star Trek fans, and even with that series, and I was like, Next Generation, and I was like, he just made me feel really super old because he was like, "Oh no, but my parents watched that," and I'm like, "Oh." I kept calling him D'Artagnan because he reminds me of one of the Three Musketeers.
Yeah.
Hey, you got the voodoo or the doo-doo that you do from Multi-Tank Addiction.
Oh,
He pooped
thank
on you
you
for
so
99
much.
cents.
I appreciate that a lot. Oh gosh, we're over an hour. I don't want to go over anybody. I don't know what's going on in the world right now.
I don't think anybody goes until 10:00, which would be Aqua Funk, and then Susan at 11, and Glitch, I think, is at like 11:30 now. She does a
Pam's
new
at
stream.
11.
Yeah,
Pam's at 11.
that's what I said.
Oh,
Didn't I say that?
No, you said Susan.
Oh, because I just saw Susan. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
oh, hi, Susan.
What did you say?
Vinny's actually at 9:30.
Oh yeah, forgot Vinny. Sorry, Vinny.
That crazy feller.
So you got about 27 minutes
Awesome.
till Vinny.
I just wanted to make sure that we don't go over anybody.
Hippie, what? Misfits is now? When he starts streaming?
Oh, I didn't know he was. Yeah, I didn't know he had scheduled a stream or he was doing a stream. Did we cover all the Keystone Clash stuff that we wanted to? Again, the big thing is even though the YouTube package is out there, FishTuber package, there's really no information on it yet. And I think Callie will be coming up soon, like next Sunday with you. Maybe. Yeah, maybe.
Her and I's going to talk. If they're, because I know it's going to happen because it's so anticipated right now what people want to know what's going on. But you got to understand, it ain't till September. This is January, dude.
Yeah.
There's a lot of planning to do.
It's the first time they've ever done anything like that, and she's really the only one really driving it, as far as I know, right? I mean, as far as the committees and stuff go, she's the only one.
Verification.
Yeah. Gotcha.
That's all we know.
Well, can you tell us a little bit about your show with TN Aqua, Mr. Robert? When do you guys go?
So me and Robert, we stream on Sundays at 6 p.m. It's pretty much just a hangout. No, not a hangout, panel hangout, but we just, whenever we have a guest, I don't do what Rico does. Because I don't like really getting that personal. He's creepy. That dude's creepy up there. But,
You don't ask what the coolest fire they ever were at.
But, I mean, I ask questions, but I don't. I'd rather him just whenever you go up on a stream, just feel like you're comfortable. Don't think that I'm going to ask you some crazy off the wall questions. That's how I do it.
Well, that's good because I don't do that either.
Yeah,
You got a $2 super chat from Terry. It says, "I showered for this."
it's about time.
Well,
He's
thank
probably
you,
been up
Terry.
for 4 days straight. He probably needs to take a shower. Poor guy.
I like getting
Does.
creepy and learning more about people.
And
I like getting in depth.
well, the one thing is, there's already a stream that's like that. Why would I want to do that?
We all have our different stamps on it. I mean, there's even other people out there that have taken the name Focus on. You know, there's plenty of people that, you know, there's plenty of us out there that can do things, even though it's sort of the same thing, it's still your version of it, your way of doing it. So,
Yep.
you know, whatever. I mean, I didn't invent interviews. They've been around since, ugh, fire bad, you know?
Oh,
Been around forever.
We made a wheel.
You know, so there's plenty of room for anybody to do any type of stream, even if somebody else is already doing something like it. Take it and do your spin on it. That's all right. What is it? What's that? What's the phrase? Yeah, sincerest form of flattery. What's the first word? Blank is the sincerest form of flattery. Help me out, chat. I'm drawing a blank on the word.
Autographs.
Blank is the sincerest form of flattery. It's like when you copy somebody.
I don't know.
Mimicry.
Nobody's helping me out. Imitation. There we go. Imitation is the sincerest form of flattery.
Impression.
If you're now everybody's doing it. If somebody's doing what you do, they obviously really liked what you did and thought, hey, this is pretty cool. I think I would like to do that, you know? So if somebody's intimidating you, you should take it as a compliment. Intimidating, I said.
Imitating.
What are you talking about?
Get over here.
Don't intimidate me. If they're imitating you, you should take it as a compliment.
That was the best scariness I could do. I'm sorry, Susan.
Thank you, Dee Dee. She said,
I hope it didn't make her jump. All Susan's guppies probably just did a back jump when they saw me do that. They're like, oh!
I do have to go soon. We got to watch a movie.
Oh, that's right.
Oh,
He's going to go watch The Eternals, and then we're going to talk about it
that's cool.
tomorrow.
Yeah, we refused to talk about it before the stream started.
They're lying to you. They told me everything.
Well, it's
ruined
because
it for
Rico
me.
kept milking it out of me. I didn't mean to. But I just kept,
Phrasing.
he just kept getting me to keep coming and saying stuff. I didn't mean to. I hope I didn't ruin the movie.
You
But
didn't. I'm just messing with you.
okay.
And don't ever use that phrase again. Rico was milking it out of me. I just don't want to ever hear that again.
I don't either.
Well, I don't know. But, well, thank you so much, Skipper, for coming and hanging out with us.
You're welcome.
And like we said, if somebody could drop his link, and Rico, if you could teach me how to put a link in the description of the show.
Oh yeah, that's easy enough.
I could try to put everybody's links so when people rewatch it, maybe they could go to the bottom and click it.
Oh yeah,
That's what I do.
Because I've been thinking about that for a long time because all these people I have come on here, I never have links for them.
yeah.
It's pretty poor of me.
Very
Trying to
easy.
support them and then I'm not.
Very,
But if-
very
But if you watch this long and it's not at the bottom, just look through the chat and I'm sure click one of the chat ones. That's pretty terrible
Yeah.
too.
And again, Skipper's got great content. We are trying to push him and Degenerate and Fishymon and Dee Dee Dee's going. All these people are going to, and let's see, I said
Degenerate.
Scotty. Did I get everybody? I feel like I forgot somebody in there.
Did you say?
But we're trying to
Scotty?
get them to 500 subs specifically. Now, again, they have all got great content. You're going to like what you see, anyways. But specifically to help them out, so that they can get that the ticket and get into the fish tuber area. Which again, we don't know what that entails yet, but it's going to be an area where you can get access to maybe some of the speakers and do some interviews and stuff like that. So, by helping them, they're going to give you some more content to watch from the Clash. You know, you'll have some interviews with whoever the speakers are this year, and some of the people who put the Clash together.
That's awesome. Well, and thank you, mods, for all that you've done. Thank you for all the super chats. I really appreciate it, guys. I'll use it for good somehow, because it really helps me keep paying for my crafts, and I really appreciate that a lot.
You won't use it for evil.
Right. But unless somebody needs to be scared. I wonder if I can make an evil craft.
Good.
Oh, well, we'll talk about that later. Guys, thank you so much. Thank you again, Skipper. Thank you, Rico. And we'll catch you all in the next one.
Remember, you got to click buttons.